Hey guys, it's your girl Miss Annie J, and I am back for another segment regarding dating. I am going to go through 7 telltale signs that will give you a very strong indication that the person you are with is probably not for you. Because sometimes when we are longing for love, we will force a situation that we have no business being in. And these steps I'm about to break down will hopefully help you clarify, and we're going to get straight into it. Okay guys, number 1, you know me, I don't like to waste time. Let's go. The first telltale sign is if you are unable to be your true authentic self. Usually it's because you are fearful of reprisal, how the person might perceive you. That should not be the case. Because if you are not being your true authentic self, it is very possible that you will be creating a representative, which is not sustainable. Representatives will fade because the real you will crawl out and start to expose your real self. And if you feel that the person you're with is not going to like you for you, you probably should not be with that person. If they love you for you, they're going to accept you how you are. It is important that you're able to be your true authentic self when you are with somebody, and they should be able to embrace that. So if they are unable to accept that, then maybe it's time for them to hit the road. Number 2, you compromise on your standards to accommodate the person that you're with. So now you have become a yes man. Everything, yes babe, yes babe, yes. It's like you don't have like an opinion. You just go with whatever it is that they say. No, you need to be able to voice yourself. If you feel a certain way about something, if you don't want to do something, it is okay to say, babes, I don't think I'm feeling this one. It's not, I'm just gonna be yes, 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 because I don't want this guy to run away from me. If he runs, let him go. He is not the person for you. Keep him moving. This is probably one dangerous thing that you can do to yourself, because subconsciously you're giving somebody else power over your life by subjecting yourself to their needs and demands, diminishing your own and consequently losing a sense of self. Do not be a yes man just because you're trying to keep someone there. If there are certain places where the two of you don't align, and that will happen because you are still individual people. You have individual personalities, character and all. If there are things that you don't agree with, Charlotte, it's life, okay? Do not compromise on your standards to accommodate somebody else. You need to be able to keep that sense of self-worth, self-value. You shouldn't be subjecting yourself to what somebody else's opinions and thoughts and things are. And if they want you to do something that you are completely uncomfortable with, do not just go with it because you're scared of losing them. Let them go. Keep your values. Number 3, if you're scared to ask questions, yay, God. For fear of scaring them off. If there are things that you need to know, I mean, it's a process. It's not just, okay, we are match made in heaven, I don't need to ask you nothing. You don't know. You need to ask questions, because asking questions will assist you in making sure that you are able to make an informed decision. Before we sign any type of contract, it always comes with terms, conditions, clauses. They lay out the nitty gritty, everything. But they do that because they want you to make an informed decision. Don't just go into something blind and be scared to ask anything because, oh, he's so handsome, he's got so much money, drives a nice car. Those things are materialistic. You need to ensure that this person's values, morals align with your own before you decide to go down a long-term route. If you're scared to ask questions, that is not a good sign. You should be somebody that you feel comfortable enough to be able to ask questions confidently. It's never about the message itself, okay? This is just a side pointer. It is always about the delivery. The way someone speaks to somebody determine the type of response they get from the person. If somebody said something that sounds left, you're going to get a left field reply. It doesn't matter what you want to ask. You just ask it politely. Just, babe, you know, I just wanted to know, and get the response. If you are not getting answers to your question, that is equally an issue. You're looking to make a lifelong commitment to somebody, and it's someone that you can't even speak freely with. Then we need to reconsider and think about whether this is somebody that we should be dating. Ask the questions you want to ask. And if you feel too scared, Number 4, if you find that you are unable to open up and become vulnerable after a certain point. Don't get me wrong, I'm not saying that you just open up from the get-go and you dish out all of your personal information. No. If you have been dating somebody for a certain amount of time, there will come a point where you should feel that you are in a safe space enough for you to open up. If you feel like you're unable to be free and talk to them about deep and sensitive life issues, that is just a telltale sign that you do not see this person as a safe space. If you're looking to be with somebody for the rest of your life, it should be somebody that you are able to be completely transparent with without receiving judgment. The person should be able to support, to encourage, to build you up, to edify. If you feel scared to open up and be vulnerable, and you have been dating since, all I can say is it's not a positive flag. Okay, why would you want to be with somebody that you're unable to be free with? At the end of the day, it's about being with somebody that you consider your best friend. There's things that you tell them that you don't share with anyone else because they are that close to you. And if you feel like it's been some time, you're not even getting there, then we need to reevaluate the situation. Number 5, you find that your mental health starts to subtly decline. Listen, the things that we surround ourselves with in life, your body is a big telltale sign. If you are seeing this person and you are just finding that you start to deteriorate in your well-being, starts to drop, like you were happier before you met this person. Don't get me wrong, I understand that relationships come with challenges. Things aren't always going to be rosy and dandy 24/7. But if more than half the time you spend, you are feeling some type of way, you don't feel good, and when you speak to them or when you've come away from being with them, you feel depleted, and then over time as you're with them start to feel negative minded, somebody that is a blessing to your life, you will find that you will increase in joy, happiness, fulfillment, peace of mind. These things will be on the rise, not on the decline. So if you're with somebody and you just find that your well-being is starting to slip, fade. I have been there myself. I was with somebody and my mental well-being started to take a serious knock because of their behavior, the way they were. And eventually I got to a point where I was like, this is not doing any good for my life. I need to drop it and let it go. And that is exactly what I did. And do you know why? Because I value myself. I also value my well-being. And if my head is not in a good space, it's just going to prevent me from reaching my life goals from here. I'm not even feeling it. So the rest of everything around me is not going to go anywhere. You want to avoid that. Not feeling good being with this person. You're always feeling down, sad, depressed, anxious. These are not positive indicators that your relationship or your dating is a yes. If your well-being is declining, then it's time to really consider and figure out whether this is somebody that you can genuinely see yourself being completely in love and happiness and joy and all those positive things in the future. If you cannot visualize that, it's time to stop kidding ourselves. Let it go. Let God. Be free. Live your life. Be happy and have peace of mind. Number 6, you have a gut feeling that something is not right. Sometimes, you meet people and when your spirit just can't take to somebody, there's not actually anything that you can particularly point out, but something is off. You might have even tried to ignore it, but the feeling just won't go. Whether you are spiritual or not spiritual, we all have something called instinct. When your gut feeling, your spirit is speaking to you and you are just not feeling okay about this person, don't ignore that, please, because at some point down the line, you will understand why you were getting that sort of gut feeling. Now, don't get me wrong. Sometimes, naturally, we might feel like something is going so well, we're getting nervous, because we're not used to experiencing such joy and happiness on a consistent basis. So don't get the two confused. But sometimes when you get this gut feeling from the get-go and it never leaves you, you just feel that something is off, your spirit man is talking to you. It is there to warn us for a reason. You might be going somewhere and you just feel like, this time I'm not gonna park my car in that particular place. And then a couple of days later, you hear that something has happened to the car that parked in that parking. Listen, whether you believe in God or not, the gut feeling, I believe God has endowed all of us with so that we can avoid certain decisions in life. So if you have a gut feeling, you just can't shift it about this particular person, don't ignore that. If you need to pray into it, do what you got to do. Seek counsel. Sometimes you need to have a second opinion. We're thinking things, but it's like, I need confirmation. Someone that is trustworthy, is there for your good. They love you. They want you to have the best. If that gut feeling is there, do not ignore it. And lastly, number 7, the thought of leaving brings a greater sense of relief than it does a sense of upset. The loss of external factors, right? And when I say external factors, I'm talking about material things. If the thought of losing them makes you upset because of the fact they are financially well off, physically fine, those sort of materialistic things, forget all that. Think about just the person, how they are, who they are, them not being in your life. You feel a greater sense of relief and you feel upset. That is an issue. If it doesn't feel like you'd be losing your best friend, then don't ignore your logic. Again, as an example, when it comes to the situation of feeling like my mental well-being was not in a good place, I got to a point where I felt like losing this person would be of benefit to my life than anything else. They were draining me. So I was like, this is not something that I want long term. So the thought of eliminating this particular person as a factor from my life just made me feel so much better. And that's when I knew that, do you know what? I might have to pull the plug and do it. I ended it. I was like, no, let me not continue this, because if I do, I can foresee that I am not going to be a happy wife. If your wife ain't happy, then I don't know for you. If you have that thought that leaving this person is going to bring a greater sense of relief than upset, it's time to consider whether this is the person for you. God has given us sense for a particular reason. And if anything I have said resonates with you, then really give it some serious thought as to whether this person is really for you. Because sometimes when we want this dream life, we will force things that do not need to be forced, because later we're going to pay for it. So it's an investment, guys. Not just you like me, I like you, let's go. No, there are so many factors involved in it, and information is worth investing in. Everything is available online, books, Audible, podcasts, so much information out there that you can get a hold of to make sure that you make the right decision when it comes to such a big life event. Guys, it is worth investing. And like I've said it before, if you haven't checked out one of my favorite dating coaches at That Goddess Energy, definitely check her out, because she will teach you so many things that are beneficial for you to know about yourself and what to expect from men also when you're dating. It is invaluable information, guys. And also, another good person to check out is Dr. Miles Monroe. He teaches about marriage, relationships, being single. Invest in this, because these are life decisions that we're making. Guys, it's your girl, Miss Annie J. Please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And I will be back to do another segment. But until then, take care of yourself, and I'll see you guys again soon. Bye.
See the new girl vibe, she in her stride. She goes side to side, she goes tap, 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 tap.